Hello, y'all. This is Custom Creator Danny Lee OGT. That is OGL, my partner, my manager. We just got together. It's his day off, and I've had a little bit, I don't know, cold the last couple of days. And I just watched this last night, or I would react with him. But I want him to experience it the way I did. I just came across it and started watching. I was like, oh my God. How I could have forgotten this lady. You've done read the title and the thumbnail, so you already know. We're going to do the introduction and the context and the looking up and the lyrics afterwards. I just want to pop in with this. And
He loves to pop me.
it was man, I wish I could have seen it. I mean, I wish I wouldn't have watched it, but I'm glad I did. You know what I mean? So I could have reacted to it. That's all I mean. But all right, I'm gonna set the screen up and we're just gonna hit him with it. What's that? Hit me, baby.
Hit me with
one
it.
shot. Yeah.
Hit me with your
Yeah.
best shot. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Fire.
All right, recording's resumed. Here he goes.
I was born in Chickasaw County. When I was 6, we moved to another region in Mississippi called the Delta. And we lived between two rivers. One was the Yazoo, and the other was the Tallahatchie. It was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. I was out chopping cotton and my brother was baling hay. And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat. And Mama hollered at the back door, y'all remember to wipe your feet. And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today, Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
I'm almost sorry to say that the first thing that I thought of, her speaking voice is really sexy. I'm sorry. Not trying to be a pig or anything, but first thing I thought. So this is Bobby Gentry. You were the one that told me that she was the first female to produce her own album. Uh, I've heard the song title before, but never heard the song. You're muted there, brother.
Write, produce, and everything. Like
Yeah,
9 Inch Nails. Like she.
so complete
Yeah.
control over her artistic work, and good on her. She's blazed the trail for the women to follow. Her finger picking skills are very solid too. Like the smokiness in her voice, and how she'll put a lot of volume behind it and then just kind of trail off at the end. It's I wasn't quite sure what the lyrical content was going to be, and then that line at the end jumps off the Tallahatchie Bridge, and it's like, oh, ouch. Okay, then it sort of made sense because then you had sort of the strings come in, and it kind of had that. It started
All
to feel
right.
very sad.
I went on down the rabbit hole after this. I watched the whole documentary and everything. So I'll give you what I heard in that documentary.
Yeah,
I'll
please do.
put it. I'll put the in case I'm wrong, but this is my source material.
Alright.
She wanted to write songs for other people to sing. This was the demo. She just sit down. Or the recorded version you hear is the demo. I think this is her coming in to make the video. There may have been two, but the recorded version you hear, just the vocals, is her demo she sent in for somebody else to sing. First, there was no other tries to it.
Wow.
And if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken, this was done on the first try. She just sat down. They added the strings and everything later.
Okay.
So, and she hasn't been seen in public in over 45 years. So, but she's pretty sure she's still alive because of the best source material is Reba McEntire said there are a few people in life that she still contacts, but I've not been able to get a hold of her because since she's made Fancy, which is what this lady's best known for, well, other than this song,
Okay.
she sang Fancy. That's where Reba got it from.
Okay.
And was go against the grain, we say, against what you're supposed to write about, Rosie, happy songs. As you said, the subject matter on this wasn't very popular at the time, but it was very resonated. So in other words, country music industry didn't like it, but that's for
But
another
the people
day.
did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, people could relate to it, so we'll get back to it.
From Choctaw Ridge, today Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. And Papa said to Mama as he passed around the black-eyed peas, oh, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. There's 5 more acres in the lower 40 I got to plant. And Mama said it was a shame about Billie Joe anyhow. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And now Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Brother said he recollected when he and Tom and Billie Joe put a frog down my back at the Carroll County Picture Show. And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? I'll have another piece of apple pie. You know, it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday up on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billie Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
There is something very raw about her voice while it's still being really, beautiful. Uh, I don't know what her vocal training would be, but there is something that's a little bit. The word unpolished kind of sounds.
She lived in
negative,
a house
but
with no power, and her mama traded some kind of something in the kitchen for an old piano that barely worked. She had to plug it into, and that's how she trained herself.
wow.
She had training after that, but that is her roots. That's where she grew
Okay.
up in Mississippi.
Okay, and again, we've talked about this before. That kind of adverse situation growing up, sort of leading to artistic greatness. Uh, the arrangement of the song, she fits in perfectly with the types of country music you've been playing me, because the song, it's got a very simple arrangement, the acoustic guitar and the strings, which basically provides all the cushion and support that her voice needs, and her voice is carrying the story. She's got a lot of sort of low-key charisma as well. It's not something that she's pushing in your face, but she does sort of command attention. And studied philosophy, so that's not a bad.
Well, we're going to let you look her up right after this, so don't do it. I know you want to, but don't do it yet.
Yeah, I was just going off the thing that they showed in the video itself, but that's
Yeah,
a
no,
nice,
right.
that's a nice little thing to have to enhance your songwriting. But the fact that this is a demo is pretty amazing. But that's sort of a calling card of the greats, is that they can just, you give them an instrument, boom, they can make something happen. It doesn't take like a lot of times they're perfectionists and they'll go through 10 or 12 takes, but everyone else is like, you nailed it on the first one. Come on.
This is a little different than the original, but just the audio I listened to. We'll find out when it's over exactly what the difference is. But one of them was just, the first one she sang was just one take. Yeah.
You know, it don't seem right. I saw him at the sawmill yesterday up on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billie Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Mama said to me, child, what's happened to your appetite? Well, I've been cooking all morning and you haven't touched a single bite. That nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Said he'd be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way, he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge. And she and Billie Joe was throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. A year is come and gone since we heard the news about Billie Joe. Brother married Becky Thompson. They bought a store in Tupelo. There was a virus going round. Papa caught it and he died last spring. And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge. Drop them into the muddy water of the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Okay, I was not expecting that almost psycho-like string bonanza at the end. That descending line, that felt unsettling. I'm pretty sure that was the intent, judging from the lyrics. I like the bit of mystery that I saw in the video notes, where it's like there was a lot of debate as to what was thrown off the bridge and why he chose to jump to his death.
Well, they seen somebody looked a lot like her throwing something off with him.
Okay.
And then, but only he jumped off, so leaves a lot of room for mystery. And mystery, don't. I'm gonna push pause and you pull up your context. Let's see what you think then. Sorry. Right, he's figuring out that there's lots and lots of context to Bobby Gentry, I imagine, at the moment. So what I will tell you is the song you just heard was the first song she ever charted, and it's the last song she ever charted. The same song. And in the middle of that is a lot of people covering it, a lot of different people singing it a lot of different times. It's been in movies, a lot of different movies has been made about it. And the fact that she ain't been around in over 40 years, it's the rabbit hole of all rabbit holes. I mean, what the hell? Why did I forget about her, man? I just really knew that she's the one that sang Fancy. And she was pretty. And she like put stage performances in when she was very much a performer and artist in all ways you could be one.
Yeah,
she was the first woman to have her own TV show. Had a long history with Glenn Campbell, doing music with him. I was just what I remember from jumping in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, 4 weeks at '1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Got her Grammys for Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance in '68. She also got a Grammy nomination for Fancy. Yeah, she's and did a successful run of variety shows on the Las Vegas Strip. She's a fascinating person, just from what I'm reading.
Especially just to step away and say peace out and never be seen for 40 years, and we know she's still there.
Yeah.
That is willpower. That is unique. Don't know. Seen people walk away in their prime. Never seen anybody walk away from the spotlight and get away with it. Not
Right.
that was that popular and big.
It's interesting. I saw this in the video. She called the song "A Study in Unconscious Cruelty," and she said audiences are still asking what was thrown off the bridge, rather than noticing the thoughtlessness of people expressed in the song.
Right.
People suggested it was a draft card, a bottle of LSD pills. That's, I think, one of the beautiful things about art, and I think it's something that the great singers and songwriters are able to tap into, is when you have that bit of uncertainty, it allows people to sort of take from their experience and their life and project into that. And so their DNA sort of becomes part of the song when they hear it. I think that
Well,
it's
what I gathered
great.
from it was she grew up in a part of the world with a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of people saying one thing and not doing, living another.
Yeah.
So the fact that she wrote a song where people focus on what was thrown off the bridge rather than the person falling off the bridge is a beautiful representation of hypocrisy in her part of the world. Would say
Yeah,
like that.
they're focused on the thing and not the person.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the arrangement in this was just, it started off really sparse and it got almost kind of crazy towards the end there with those strings going nutty. And she's got a really interesting vocal style. It's very conversational, very casual. I like how she adjusts her volume frequently, like she'll belt at the top of her lungs and then start singing really softly. It's really compelling. She's
It was a vocal clinic, really. I mean, I heard, especially listening to it now again, just the way she pauses. Sometimes she's not always perfectly in tempo, if you will, and just kind of makes her own tempo when she wants, but still gets it back. And the fact that she didn't record it with nothing that was played with her was just just masterful at putting it together that way.
This is a strange reference, but if you've ever heard "Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen, in every line it feels like Bruce is trying to cram as many words as possible into every line, and half the time they feel like they're spilling out. There were a couple lines in the song that had a similar feel to it, and others where it's just like a few notes, a few words or a few notes that were sustained perfectly. Some grit would come into her voice every now and then. That was always like really compelling when it did. Yeah.
So mental health is very real. I'll give you one more Easter egg at the end. Supposedly Taylor Swift's got a song out about Lucky being the lucky one who still gets to communicate with someone in Memphis, and a lot of people speculate that because of Bobby Gentry's multi-genre talented and background, that Taylor Swift is the one of the few Bobby Gentry still keeps in contact with. Well, it's just speculation, though.
Right. That would still be cool.
But it was a lot of the Taylor fans, a lot of the Swifties and folks think so maybe we can ask them.
But major thumbs up and major props to Bobby Gentry. This is a great song, and she left a mark on the industry, but left before the industry could leave too deep a mark on her. So
And left with the song she started with, chart number one, differently. I forget how it is. You have to look it up, but it's charted number one several times in several different ways. And there's a movie named that, the name of the song, Ode to Billie Joe.
Ode to Billie Joe. I saw that 1976, 2 years after I was born. Cool.
Mm-hmm. All right, much love, everybody. I think 84 was the last time she was seen in public. Sorry about that. Much love.